Every Christmas, millions of Americans go into debt, and most won't be able to pay it off until the end of next summer. And some keep stacking the debt each and every single year, so it's getting worse and much harder to pay off. And honestly, this year's numbers are quite shocking. According to the National Retail Federation, the average American plans to spend around $890 during this holiday season just on gifts, food, and seasonal items. Surveys show that nearly half of adults expect to go into debt to cover it. Today, I'm breaking down 5 holiday spending mistakes that lead people straight into Christmas debt and how you can avoid every single one of them. Before we start, let me tell you a quick story. Many years ago, when I was financially irresponsible, I fell into this exact trap. I told myself every year, I'll just put Christmas on the card and I'll pay it off fast before interest hits. And every year, I wouldn't be able to pay it off fully. I would just pay the minimum payment, and each and every single year, I'd keep stacking the debt. And I've got a big family. I've got 6 brothers, I've got mom and dad, aunts, uncles, cousins, and everyone would always come over for Christmas. And it wasn't anything crazy that I was spending on. It was just Christmas gifts. I would spend about $800 to $1,000, occasional Christmas stuff, gifts, going out to dinner, some decorations, small trip maybe, and occasionally I would have an ex there with the family as well, and I would also buy them gifts and spend money to impress, take them out, things like that, right? The usual normal stuff. But when January hit, life happened. Bills hit, car repairs popped up, work slowed down, and I paid the minimum payment. That $800 turned into months of debt just constantly hanging over my head. And the craziest part, I repeated it each and every single year like it was completely normal until I eventually broke free from it. Unfortunately, tens of millions of people are still doing this every single year. And that's when I realized it's not about how much you spend, but it's really about how much you don't plan. And that is why mistake number 1 exists. Mistake number 1, buying gifts out of guilt. Most overspending isn't because people are trying to be flashy, it happens because of guilt. You don't want to show up empty-handed, you feel pressure to match someone else's gift spending, you want your kids to have a magical Christmas, you don't want to be the person that looks cheap. And retailers love this. Their marketing literally plays into your emotion. If you really love your family, you'd buy more. But here's the truth. Kids remember moments way more than presents. And you want to know how I know this is true? Ask any adult what they got for Christmas at age 10. 99% of them probably can't name a single gift. But they remember baking cookies, making a snowman, having a snowball fight, playing board games, maybe watching holiday movies with the family. And guilt spending is the number 1 emotional trap that gets people into debt. A solution for this? Set expectations early. Tell people your budget, or maybe if you're just getting gifts for the kids. That's how we do it in my family, where we just essentially buy gifts for the kids nowadays and nothing really for the adults besides, maybe your significant other, and that's really it. Shift the focus from presents to presents, from buying to doing, from perfect Christmas to real memories. This alone saves hundreds of dollars. Mistake number 2, no hard spending cap. Most people use what I call a vibe budget, and it's exactly as how it sounds. I think we'll be okay. We'll see how it goes. Let's just go with the vibe, right? And that's exactly how the average American ends up spending $890 on holiday costs. According to the NRF, that's before travel, parties, and last-minute purchases. The AICPA found that 47% of adults expect to go into debt this holiday season. And millennials, they're hit the hardest, juggling rent, student loans, kids, rising costs, and Murphy Law just coming around to kick your butt. Let's break down the numbers. You spend $500 on gifts, $150 on food, $200 on travel, decorations, $80, $70 on holiday parties, work exchanges, $50, shipping and wrapping, $40, and all of those start adding up. You don't plan for these, they just slowly happen. And here's the kicker. 1 in 4 millennials are planning to use debt for this year's Christmas. So if you're between 25 and 44, you're in the danger zone. The fix? Set a hard spending cap before December hits. I recommend one of these options. The 1% rule, where you're not spending more than 1% of your annual income, or the category rule, where you cap the number of gifts. One main gift, one fun, maybe one practical. The hard number rule, setting a set number, $200, $300, $500, $1,000, whatever that fits your budget. Write it down and stick to it. Your budget isn't a vibe. Your budget is a boundary. Mistake number 3, the credit card minimum payment trap. Let me show you how sneaky this is. Let's say the average person spends around $1,000 on Christmas. You put that on a credit card at 20% interest rate, which is actually a really good rate, and you only pay the minimum payment. That $1,000 for Christmas ends up turning into $1,400 by the time that you're done paying it off. And the worst part, according to a LendingTree study, more than a third of Americans are still paying off last year's Christmas. That means that people are buying Christmas with next year's income. The fix, if you must use a card, decide your payoff plan before you swipe. Set automatic payments to clear it in 2 to 3 months. Avoid minimum payment autopilot at all costs. Debt is not built in the moment that you swipe. It's built in the months that you don't plan. Mistake number 4, forgetting the hidden cost. This is where Christmas gets expensive fast. People think Christmas equals gifts, but here are the real budget killers. Gifts, stocking stuffers, last minute add-ons, gift wrappings, Christmas trees, decorations, food, holiday meals, parties, potlucks, baking ingredients, travels, flights, gas, hotels, pet boarding, decor, candles, events, ugly sweater parties, Secret Santa, work events, community events, shipping, online purchases, right? Expedited delivery fees. Individually, these all seem small, but together, they all add up. They turn $300 Christmas into a $1,200 profit. The fix? Make 2 lists. First list for gifts, and second for everything else. Most people budget only for number 1, but that's why number 2 wrecks their wallet. Mistake number 5 is social media comparison, or FOMO, fear of missing out. This is the silent killer. You open up Instagram, TikTok, and you see perfect trees, matching pajamas, beautifully wrapped gifts, Disney trips, massive Christmas setups, and suddenly your Christmas doesn't feel enough. Retailers know this, influencers know this. They're selling you a feeling, not a holiday. Here's the truth. People only post their highlight reels, not their credit card bills. The AICPA surveys show that 39% of shoppers make unplanned purchases because of social media pressure and emotional triggers. Don't go broke trying to recreate someone else's staged holiday. The fix? Stay in your lane financially. Focus on your Christmas and your family and your traditions and your budget. Comparison steals joy and steals money. Here's a 3-step plan on how to do Christmas without debt. First, set your spending cap today, not next week, not mid-December, today. Second, shift focus from stuff to experiences. Kids forget gifts. They remember movie nights, baking cookies, Christmas lights, hot chocolate, traditions. These cost almost nothing. Third, start a Christmas fund in January. Whatever you spend this year, divided by 12. For example, if Christmas costed $1,200, save $100 a month starting next January. Next year, you'll be celebrating with cash and not panic. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button and as well comment down below. I want to hear what your Christmas spending cap was for this year, if you have one. If not, what is it going to be for the next year? 200, 500, 1,000? Drop a comment down below. Let's hold each other accountable. I'm at 877 subscriber. I see 97% of you that are watching are not subscribed. It would be greatly appreciated if you hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. This lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job, and it helps the algorithm out, showing it out to more people. So please hit that like, comment down below, and as well subscribe. See you on the next one.